Welcome into KSU Nation, the best K-State and Big 12 podcast out there. I'm Stevie B.
And I am Kenny G.
And in today's episode, we are talking Big 12 Week 8. We're predicting all of the games. Kenny, there are some pretty big games, two in particular, but we'll talk about that later. First up, Saturday morning, 11 a.m., Arizona at Houston. Arizona, somehow, some way, is a 1.5 point favorite. I do not see that at all, dude. That is wild. Over under 48.5. What do you see happening here, Kenny?
Oh man, this is crazy. They're both really good defenses. And both have, shaky offenses. I wouldn't say that they're bad necessarily. They're just shaky. They're not like anything to go crazy over. Look, I'm a Willie Fritz believer, man. I think he's really good and a really good coach, and they're going to be playing in Houston. I think if it was played in Arizona, it could go either way. I think these teams are pretty comparable in how they match up. So I think I'm going to give the slight edge to Houston, them being at home. And I just think, I think they probably have this win. I mean, the only loss they took against a Big 12 team was Texas Tech, and we all know that they're kind of on that next level. And I kind of want to see what Houston does against a team that's more on their level, more comparable to them. So give me Houston. I'll go. I think this is gonna be a low scoring game. Give me like 24-21.
I like it. And you have Houston winning by 3?
Yeah, Houston winning by 3.
Hitting it under. Okay. I do not understand why Arizona is favored. I've not been super impressed with them all year. I think their defense is good, like you've mentioned already. I just think that Houston has a better team overall. I think they have a better head coach, better defense, maybe a better quarterback. I think Weigman's pretty good. A week ago, they won at Oklahoma State 39-17. He passed for a couple touchdowns, ran for another. I don't see how Houston loses this game. I got Houston winning a little bit bigger than that, Kenny. I got him winning 31-17. 31-17, hitting the under as well.
I mean, I think the reason why they probably have Arizona favored it is because they did give BYU quite a bit of a scare there. And
they did.
And honestly, I mean, they kind of let off the gas pedal there. I mean, they should have closed it out. They were up 10 points at the end of the fourth quarter. They should have been able to close it out, but they didn't. And so,
dare I say, BYU shouldn't have won that game?
Well, I mean, I think BYU is probably looking ahead to this week's game, and we'll get to that here in a second. But
yeah,
I think there was maybe a little bit of looking ahead on BYU's part, catching them with their pants down, if you know what I'm saying.
And with that, we're moving on. We talked about how Baylor may have been overlooking K-State to get to TCU. K-State played them back-to-back. Here we are, Baylor at TCU, Saturday morning, 11 a.m. TCU at home, favored by 2.5, over under 65.5. Yeah, I mean, I think the over is a safe bet here in this game. I don't think either defense is very good. Both have great quarterbacks. I actually think Sari Robertson is a better quarterback because if you give him time, he'll pick you apart. Whereas quarterback for TCU, Josh Hoover, he's more of like 2 or 3 seconds, balls out. If his first read isn't there, it's not pretty for him. I just think Baylor has a better quarterback. Now, having said that, I do think TCU's defense is slightly better. And I think that they're kind of upset that they lost to K-State with 3 turnovers on offense, 2 going back for touchdowns. I'm jumping the gun here, Kenny. I'm sorry. I'm going to have TCU winning. Let's go 48-44. Crazy high scoring game.
Yeah, I really wish K-State would have won this game, leaving both Baylor and TCU at 1 and 2 in the Big 12. Man, it breaks my heart. I'm still not over it, Steve. I'm still not over it.
Me neither. You and I watched it together.
Yeah, it's rough. But here's the thing. These two teams are literally compared to each other a lot because of their, the way that their offense works. Both explosive offenses. I see where you're coming from with the high scoring metric there. I mean, it makes sense to me. However, I just have not been super impressed with TCU. I do think that Baylor coming off of a bye week is probably going to benefit them, where TCU, I mean, yes, they're going to be hungry for the win, and they're going to be playing in their home turf. This is a rivalry game, two Christian schools, both have offenses that are compared to each other. But, I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to be a little contrarian here, Steve. A little contrarian is I'm going on. I'm going to pick Baylor. I like them coming off the bye week. Their tight end is just a stud.
Oh my
I know
God,
TCU.
Trigg
I know.
is insane.
Yeah, I know TCU's got some good wide receivers as well. There's nothing to take. Don't want to take anything away from them, but I think Baylor's running offense is a little bit better than TCU's, and I think TCU still doesn't have a kicking game either. And I'm not sure if that's going to even matter in this game. Like you said, it's probably going to be touchdowns being slung around all over the place. Baylor's defense is not really impressive.
Nope.
Maybe they might have figured something out in the bye week. I'm going to take that bet. Give me Baylor 48, TCU 45.
Almost the same score as me, but going the other way. I got nothing wrong with that, man. I think they have the better quarterback, better 10, better kicker, obviously. Considering he had a game winner against K-State, and TCU doesn't even trust their kicker to kick a 30-yarder. So I definitely agree.
I'm having him kick the winning field goal, to win the game. So there we go.
Yeah, I mean, I could see either team winning that for sure. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Moving on, battle at the bottom of the Big 12. We have West Virginia at UCF. The Knights are favored by 7.5 points, over under 46.5. I don't know how anyone in their right mind could pick West Virginia to win this game. I think UCF is slightly better than their record, though not much. They are 0-3 in the Big 12. I cannot pick the Mountaineers. I'm going to go UCF. We'll go 34, West Virginia 24.
Yeah, man. Couple of 0-3 teams in the Big 12 so far in conference play. But, Steve, UCF, like you said, and they're fighters, man. They do not quit. And that defense, man, that defense is being slept on, I feel like. They'll smack you around a little bit. I mean, they gave K-State a little bit of run for their money. They gave Cincinnati a little bit of a run. Ultimately, they just don't have the Joes on the other side of the Jimmies. They got the Jimmies, they don't got the Joes, Steve. But yeah, I think this is going to be a pretty fun game. These bottom of the barrel of the Big 12, as you said, they're fun to watch. So this might be entertaining. But I do think both teams have rough offenses, so just due to that, it's probably going to be a really rough scoring game. I got UCF winning. Let's go 24-14.
I dig it. Both of us having UCF winning by 10. Okay. This should be the game of the week in the Big 12, but it's not, considering what happened to Arizona State a week ago at Utah, getting destroyed 42-10, I believe was the final score. Arizona State hosting undefeated and 7th ranked Texas Tech. Texas Tech favored by 7.5, over under 51.5. Kenny, I have to tell you, do you think that Baron Morton's going to play, or do you think that Sam Levitt's going to play? What do you think?
Well, they've already confirmed that Sam Levitt is going to be playing.
It's probable. He's most likely playing. He's listed probable.
Yeah.
And Baron Morton is questionable.
Yes. I think that if Sam Levitt doesn't play, then the chances of Arizona State winning this game are out the window. He is quite literally the heartbeat of this team. So if he doesn't play, then you might as well just, throw this game right out. I mean, and then at that point, the chances of you making it to Arlington are not even there. I mean, it doesn't exist anymore.
You hope for a mega tie. Somehow you get in.
I mean, I just don't see it. I mean, you lost to Utah and Texas. I mean, both of those guys are gunning for.
Tech, yep.
Yeah. So yeah, Texas Tech. I just don't see it happening. Now, I will say this. This spread makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. Texas Tech has not won a game against an opponent any less than 24 points. They have beaten every single team by 24 or more points. So until they win a game, let alone lose, if they win a game by anything less than 24, I don't see how you can favor them anything less than 20 minimum. Especially since Arizona is really, really beat up. And let's not forget that they're a scrappy team, and a lot of their whole team runs through Sam Leavitt. I talked about this in my other video. Arizona State runs through Sam Leavitt. He is the team. Even though he is not on the defense, I guarantee you the spirit of him being out there fires this defense up. So it's just the way it is. It's like the captain of the team. But man, Texas is just stacked. They're just top to bottom stacked. I mean, it's kind of like having an Alabama on your conference. They just they have all the guys. Yeah, okay, your quarterback gets injured. Cool. The next one guy comes up and he's actually just as good, and is able to handle it. Handle the pressure, handle the offense. So look, it sucks. I'm really sad for Arizona State fans and the program itself. It really sucks that this happens, but that's college football. And Texas Tech just looks really, really good this year, and it's hard to pick against them, man. At this point, it's really hard to pick against them. They've been dominant every single game. So, gonna go Texas Tech. Let's give them 35, and let's give Arizona State 17.
Okay. I don't agree with that score, and I'll talk about it here in a minute. I do think if Sam Leavitt plays, they do have a chance to win. I'm not going to pick them to win, but I do think they have a chance to win if he plays. Here's the biggest question mark for me. Is Baron Morton going to play? Because Will Hammond did not look great against KU last week. He did not look great against KU. You know who has looked good for Texas Tech, though? Their defense. Their defense has been stellar all year long. But I also think Arizona State has a pretty good defense as well. I think that they're going to play a lot better after getting stomped by Utah a week ago. I mean, they're playing in the rain without their starting quarterback. I mean, they're pretty frustrated right now. They're pretty pissed off. I think Arizona State is going to put up a fight. I don't know how much of a fight they're going to put up. I think it'll be lower scoring. Give me Texas Tech to win. We'll go 24-17. Real low scoring game. Texas Tech wins, but does not cover, hitting the under as well.
I mean, I hear you, Steve. But Will Hammond doesn't really need to do much when he's got a superior offensive line. I mean, all they had to do was just run the ball, and then KU couldn't even stop that.
Their running back is ridiculous for sure. Not
saying that Arizona State's run defense isn't good, because it is. It's better than KU's. Well, KU's rush defense is atrocious, but it's nowhere to even be found on the field. But honestly, I think if we're just honest with each other here, I think that Arizona State is fighting an uphill battle in a big way. So
okay,
this is a must win for them. An absolute must win.
Absolutely.
Steve, I think you're buzzing a little bit over there. I'm not sure what happened.
Buzzing a little bit.
A little bit. It might be me. No, it's definitely you.
That's my bad. I'll let you move on here to the biggest game of the week.
Let's save that for last. I don't want to hype that game up and then go to Cincinnati, Oklahoma State here. Look, Cincinnati, Oklahoma State. What do you want me to say? Cincinnati looks really good. They're ranked right now, and that's amazing. I can't imagine Oklahoma State winning a single game in conference play right now, given that they don't have a head coach anymore. Their players are hitting the transfer portal. I mean, they're going out to the cafeteria and campus trying to find players to get on the field to play for them. I mean, they're calling kids off the street like, hey, come and put some pads on, okay? throw some pads on because we got to get some players on the field. I just think Cincinnati right now is playing really well. Oklahoma State, they're phoning in the season. I mean, it is what it is. So this is a no-brainer for me. I'm sure it's a no-brainer for you, Steve. Cincinnati's got this win. 57 is the line here. I mean, look, I don't know how good Cincinnati's defense is. Probably not the greatest defense ever, but their offense is good. And I think their offense is probably going to put up maybe 45 on Oklahoma State. And if I'm honest, I don't think Cincinnati is going to put up any more than, or give them any more than maybe 21 at the most. So 45-21. Got the over.
I dig it. Copy and paste everything you said about that game. Copy and paste everything you said.
All right.
Moving
All
on.
right.
Moving on to the biggest game of the weekend. Kenny, what's happening of Holy War, man?
Just so you know, that buzzing was my headphones. My bad, bro.
I was wondering because I went back and I listened and I was like, I don't hear anything. I don't.
No, it was on my end completely. It's
thanks for
my
calling me
headphones.
out when it's not my fault, Kenny.
Yeah, I just heard a buzzing. I didn't know what it was.
All right, well, I'll take the lead here then. I'll take the lead here on Holy War.
Take the lead.
All right, so Utah coming off of a monster win against Arizona State, 42-10. BYU hosting, they're undefeated. Should they be undefeated? I don't know. They could have lost a couple times, Colorado, Arizona, but they are undefeated. Their defense is not as good as it has been in the past. In fact, actually, when I was, and I think I even sent it to you, Kenny, I was looking up the Stats Award graphic from Parker Fleming on Twitter, and I'm just going to read it off to you. Utah is going to win 63% of the time with a projected score of 30-22. That is according to Parker Fleming on Twitter. I agree with that. I think Utah is a better team. I know it's at LES. I know that this is a monster game, rivalry game. BYU won it last year on a pretty controversial ending to the game. But as I've watched them more and more this year, I've trusted their quarterback and their offense less and less. I do think their receivers are amazing. I think LJ Martin at running back is amazing. I just don't trust Bachmeier. I don't trust their defense as much. I think Utah is ascending. They're getting better every single week. Now, they did get stomped by Texas Tech earlier this year, but I think they've responded nicely. I think Devin Dampier is pretty darn good. I'm going to go Utah, man, here. I know they're favored by 3.5. I think they win by more than that. Give me Utah 35-21, 2-touchdown winner on the road. What do you think?
I think I'm just going to go and pick the opposite.
Wait a second. You said weeks ago that you were going to pick Utah to win this game. How are you picking BYU? Why?
I don't know. I just have this weird feeling, man. BYU, I feel like BYU has a real puncher's chance in this game. I think their defense is very, very good. Plus, you add the fact that they are playing LES, which is a very insane environment. I'm pretty sure both schools have been looking forward to this game, especially Utah, wanting to definitely, give BYU a little taste of the medicine that they gave them a year ago. Also, a lot of people are saying that this might be Kyle Whittingham's last Holy War game because this might be his last season in college play. Who knows, right? And so a lot of stuff is being put on the line here. But I don't know, man. There's something about BYU in this game and just the way that things have been rolling for them, right? Do they have the magic again, Steve? I don't know. I mean, they might have the magic again. They're undefeated. Yes, their schedule has not been, they haven't really been battle tested, and I'll give you that. But dude, Bear Bachmeier, he looks like a true freshman. He's making mistakes, but he's also been gaining a lot of confidence game in, game out. And I don't know, man. I just have a feeling. Like, look, my heart says BYU. My head says Utah. I want to go with my heart here. So I'm going to say BYU wins in a nail biter 29-28.
I mean, I think they have the better kicker of the two, if I'm being honest. I think Will Harron's pretty good. I do.
Dude, you're talking about Mr. Short Shorts himself.
I
I love that guy's the way he
That's
just
amazing.
rides those shorts. Although it's like he doesn't even need his pads in.
Isn't
Like,
that the punter that wears it like that? I didn't
Or
think
maybe
Wolf
it is.
Aaron did. I thought the punter wore it like that, not the kicker.
maybe maybe it is the punter. Maybe I'm thinking of the punter. That dude, man, what are you doing?
25. So you said 29-28 hitting the over, and you're going with the home dog. You're going to the home dog. I like
I gotta go with BYU here. Look, I've been doubting them a lot this season, given what they've had to go through at the beginning of the year, losing their starting quarterback. And you're just like, oh boy, here we go. But they've put a lot of faith in this young quarterback, and man, he's just fun to watch. I mean, he does a lot of cool stuff. He puts his body on the line. He's diving into the end zone. He's
it.
he's making mistakes here and there, but he's a dog, man. He wants to win. He wants to fight for the team, and they're just a fun team in general. I mean, I love watching Homeboy with the kick returns, punt returns. I mean, gosh, I
Parker Kingston.
yeah, Parker Kingston, what an amazing athlete he is. Always fun to watch. You never know when he's going to take it to the house. He definitely that return that he did to K-State last year is still one of the craziest return I've ever
Legend.
seen.
Wait for it, Dairy. Yes. Yeah, and
Yeah.
actually what's funny about that is that you say that Chase Roberts said he wishes he was as fast as Parker Kingston because that guy is crazy fast.
Yeah. I mean, he's just a baller. And then their defense is just elite. Okay, they both have great defenses.
I don't think it's elite this year, dude. I think it's good, not great, man. They've not looked amazing. They really haven't.
Hey, there is a chance potentially that Devin Dampier struggles on offense against this very rowdy crowd. I mean, there is a chance, look, he's played well up until this point, right? He didn't look good against Texas Tech at all. But we already know Texas Tech, they're bringing the dudes, right? They've got all the dudes on their team.
They got, as Jerome Tang likes to say, they got dudes.
They got dudes, right? And so, but they had the home field advantage. So, that kind of the 12th man advantage wasn't really against Utah there. It will be against them this game. And I think that might play a role, dude. I think it might actually play a role in this game. To what extent, I don't know. But, dude, BYU, Holy War, in Provo, it's going to get wild. It's going to get loud. It's going to get crazy. There's going to be cougar tails thrown around. Like, don't throw the cougar tails on the field. We don't want any pocket knife conspiracies coming out of the cougar tails.
Could you imagine? Did you watch the video? It was totally a KU person that dropped it.
Yeah. I'm still
not shocked at all.
I can't believe that actually happened. That it's wild. The video just is wow.
Chef's kiss. I want to throw out some numbers really quick before we're done at this matchup. ESPN gives BYU a 50.6% chance of winning. So at least 50%, and in fact, a little bit higher. They think, according to ESPN analytics, BYU should win this game, even though they're the underdog. Okay, both teams have played 6 games, Kenny. Bear Bachmeier, he has 89 more passing yards than Devin Dampier, which is wild to think about because I don't think that he's played very well.
Devin Dampier is not a passer, though. That's the thing.
No, he's not. He's not. He does lead the team in rushing, 378 rushing yards.
Right. And so that's what I'm saying. If Devin Dampier is not affected by the crowd and the environment, then I think Utah will just take the win. But I definitely think that that's going to play a role in this game. Snap counts are going to be hard to hear. You know, they might have a lot of penalties for delay of games, false starts. I mean, I see all this happening. And you know what you say all the time? Those kind of penalties are drive killers.
They
And
are.
that is what's going to ruin a quarterback, you know, trying to get his rhythm going. And then if BYU even gets a smidge of any sort of not motivation. Is it motivation? What's the word I'm looking for?
Any sliver of hope.
Not hope, but it's like when things are going your way.
Momentum.
There it is. If they get any sort of momentum going, especially on the defense, do we all know what happens when BYU and momentum go their way? It just they end up they got the clutch factor. That's why I love this team so much. It's like they shouldn't win, but they do. They just win. Like they just get it unless it's unless it's JD6 punting off of a helmet.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
That's the only way they don't win.
Wow.
That's the only way they don't win. And the only reason why they didn't go to the Big 12 championship game is because
they should have been there a year ago. They should have been there a year ago. They were the best or the second best team in the Big 12.
It was because of that stupid game where Jalen Daniels kicks a freaking ball and it bounces off a helmet. And then there was another team going on a Cinderella story, and that was Arizona State. That was the only reason. That was the only reason.
It should have been Arizona State and BYU for sure. I just want to throw out two more things. Chase Roberts leads both teams in receiving yards by 4 yards. He has 420 receiving yards, and the leading receiver for Utah, Davis, has 416. But listen to this, Kenny. All name team here. Defensive end for Utah, John Daly. eight sacks on the year. 8 sacks on the year.
Wow.
John Henry Daly, 6'4", 247, sophomore.
I love it, dude. That what a legendary name.
I mean, they knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing when
almost
they named him,
almost as good as Kenny G.
Almost as good as Kenny G. Oh my!
Almost,
God.
not quite, but it's on the cusp of as good as Kenny G.
Shout out to friend of the channel, John Kurtz. He is going to the game tomorrow.
Oh my God. Yeah, he's going to be in Provo. That's so crazy. Steve, now other than the Holy War, because we all know that's the game that we all want to watch, what is the game that you are going to be turning your channel to?
I mean, you have to say Texas Tech, Arizona State, right? I mean, I kind of want to go Baylor TCU. That sounds like the most fun, man.
That's
what
I was gonna.
If you like offense and points, you got to go Baylor TCU.
That's what I was gonna say. I want to see if TCU. Now I did pick Baylor for this win. Now I picked them as the quote unquote upset here. But I do think that if TCU wins, I mean, if they lose this game, then their hopes of a Big 12 championship are off the table. You know, that there'll be 3 losses in the Big 12.
Yeah, TCU needs to win this game.
They have to.
I mean, both teams do. Honestly, they're
I think Baylor has a better. I mean, because they're 2-1. They have a better shot of. Yeah. They have a more likely chance of making it for certain if they keep winning. Because now that Arizona State took a loss, you know, I think can you answer this? Does Baylor play Utah this season?
They do.
When do they play? Oh, the 23rd.
They play them.
Wait, no, not
November,
the 23rd.
November 15th.
November 15th. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be a big game. If Baylor ends up winning and Utah wins, and they both are, you know, 1 loss in the Big 12, that game right there will determine who's playing Texas Tech. If Texas Tech continues,
I think Baylor is going to lose a couple more games. I'm not a fan of their defense. They should have lost to K-State. They really should have lost to K-State. So
yeah. Are you of the belief? Oh, we got a 8 lug.
This doesn't look like 8 lug. This looks like Curtis Heidel. But go on.
Are you of the belief all teams are just in a competition to find out who plays Texas Tech?
As of right now, yes. I mean, pending
Well,
Saturday's results. Yes.
yeah, I mean, it's
I know.
until we see otherwise, Texas Tech is the team to beat.
I mean, they're ranked number 7 in the country.
Look at how not just where they're ranked and their game record, their win record. They're like literally number 1 and number 2 on every metric: passing yards,
Yep.
rushing yards, defensive percentage. Like across the board, they are dominating. They have won every single game by a margin of 24 points or more. That's insane. There isn't a single team that comes close. I mean, it's wild. And the only team that might come close is maybe Utah, and they smashed them
At
Utah
with their backup quarterback.
With their backup quarter. It's just they're on a whole nother level. Nother level.
I want to change my pick slightly. So I had Texas Tech winning 24-17. But if Behren Morton does play, I think I'm up in that to 38.
I said 35-17, and you're like, I don't agree with that score at all.
if Behren Morton plays, we'll go 38. 38.
Well, okay. All right, fair enough. And the thing is, 8Lug, I'll say this. There's always a chance that a top team in the conference can always lose a random game, right? That can always happen. You'd love it to be against K-State if you're a K-State fan.
It should have been Baylor. We should have beaten Baylor, but we didn't.
Yeah, we should have beaten Baylor. It didn't. And I don't even want to say Baylor's a top team because they're really not.
I would love a top 5 team. No.
The problem is that K-State, the likelihood of them taking down 2 top teams because they have to go against Utah and Texas Tech is highly unlikely.
Yeah. The margin for error is not there.
Oh, and shout out to Cole Manback because he was saying, he goes, oh yeah, and then also, isn't it great that we get to go against Iowa State during this time when they've got all these injuries? Oh wait, never mind.
Exactly.
We played them at the beginning of the year when they were all healthy.
Gene Taylor, man, he made a huge mistake. I guess money is a root of all evil, right? Money is a root of all evil because had they
they say the love of money is the root of all evil.
Whatever, you know what I mean.
He loves his money. Let's not
$2 million in a loss, because otherwise, I think K-State might win that game.
Oh yeah, I mean, if they played Iowa State right now, given all the injuries that they're going through, I mean, gosh, they've literally gone through. We think K-State's been bad with injuries. Iowa State is just it's horrible there, man. It's really bad for them.
They're also just not playing well.
Yeah, and that's the thing, isn't it? It's brutal, man. It actually really sucks that we could have played them in November like we normally do, and it probably would have been a victory for us.
Yep.
And given where they're at with their health and everything, I'm not saying that it's good that we're playing teams with bad health. Like that sucks, but it is what it is.
We're sidetracking here. These are the top 4 teams, but Iowa State was in that top 4 for a while. They were in that top 4 for a while, but these are the 2 biggest games. I'm excited.
Yeah, this is the top 4. I mean, I would say Cincinnati's probably a bit higher than Arizona State right now, but there's an asterisk to it because Arizona State didn't have Sam Levitt last game. Who knows what that game would have looked like? I'm not saying that Utah would have won.
Cincinnati has not gotten beaten 42-10.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's good. That's a good point.
Yeah. Well, anything else on these games before we get out of here, Kenny?
No, I mean,
the score in Cincinnati, Oklahoma State. I definitely agree with that.
Yeah. Oklahoma State's just done.
They are done. They've been done since like week 2.
I can't believe they even have a win this year. They kind of blows my. Who did they beat? I don't even remember.
An FCS team.
Oh, did they?
Formerly Division I AA.
Okay. Well, good for them. They didn't get completely shut out of the season.
That's when their quarterback got hurt. Remember?
That's right. Oh, yes, that is right. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's all. I mean, that's all I got. There's nothing else for me here. 60 degrees at Provo. Nice. That's beautiful weather.
Enjoy the donuts, Mr. John Kurtz. And I think there's only one last thing to say, Kenny.
the last thing to say
We'll see.
is do not swallow a cougar tail in one bite. You could choke.
Blueberry, huh? Not a fan of that.
No need to deep throat the cougar tails.
Okay. All right. It is going to be a crazy game. We're excited about it. Rewind the tape. Watch our picks. We talked about it ad nauseum. So go ahead and watch that back. Okay. Kenny, one last thing to say, bro. One last thing to say.
Go Big 12. And well, Cats are not playing this week, but go Cats.
Go Cats, baby.
Go Cats.